as all cybersecurity professionals know that you should not fund this ecosystem, but sometimes it becomes inevitable. People earning upwards of 12 lakh rupees, and hacktivism is a part of cyber warfare. But hacktivism is basically a type of attack which happens based on an ideology. Cybersecurity is all about profiling these folks. Reactive measures to you're putting something, you're contributing in your own way to now let's say that you have to negotiate with the threat actor.
So yeah, I'll just ask him to briefly introduce himself.
Hey guys, my name is Anirudh, and I work as a security researcher for a firm called CloudSec. We work in a threat intelligence environment. So yeah, that's my specialty. I've been working here for almost 5 years now. But I think we'll go over the journey in detail.
Yeah. Common चीज हो गई ना आज, like just go to a BTech, just do a BTech, go to an engineering college, end up as an SDE, come to Bangalore, whatever. But like obviously you chose this particular field. How did you choose this? When did you start? When did you know कि यार यही करना है? And all that, all the stuff behind the scenes.
Start actually first year में होता है officially. But एक वो सबके अंदर एक कीड़ा होता ही है कि अकाउंट हैक करना है और Facebook में I think बचपन में वो जो उनका authentication mechanism था reset password का कि 3 दोस्तों के पिक्चर बता दो, so you were able to take over accounts. And that seemed so that seemed like a very interesting thing. तो बचपन से fascination था. And I've always been into espionage, spy material. So it was something that I was always drawn into. फिर first year में I did an official course Udemy से, very basic Wi-Fi hacking वाला. उसमें एक आधी चीज़ जो है आपको खरीदनी पड़ती है, कुछ उसमें चला नहीं, फिर आपने Google किया, you were able to figure something out. आज तो you can just ask an LLM, but at that point in time you had to Google around.
Stack Overflow was a thing.
Stack Overflow was a thing. Packet capture कैसे हो रहा है, etc. And then you were able to crack something and you figured out, and then you had that moment where you were like, oh, this is pretty interesting. But then that was it. First year में and then आप कॉलेज जाते हो कॉलेज में because I did my bachelor's from VIT Vellore and I was in course computer science. The good thing about it is you had some electives जहाँ पे आप cybersecurity explore कर सकते हो and all of those options were present. But उसके अलावा mostly it was Java based or Python based और आपको थोड़ा C++ करा दिया. That is what colleges are supposed to do, at least prepare you for the real world. So all projects and everything was in that direction. Try to do something related to AI बीच में because तब वो buzzword बहुत चालू हो रहा था during my college time. Second year के end में there was one senior who was preparing for OSCP, which is a renowned certification in our field.
OSCP, like just a full form? Or?
OSCP is Offensive Security. So Offensive Security is an organization which provides you certification. So OSCP is Certified Professional. And then there are other certifications also. This is the entry level certification that we offer.
Sort of like people do that AWS certification na college.
Exactly. Exactly. So OSCP, he was trying to prepare for OSCP. And during that time he was doing something called as a CTF. Capture the flag. जैसे सॉफ्टवेयर डेवलपर्स के लिए हैकाथॉन्स होते हैं वैसे CTFs is a thing for cybersecurity professionals. There are multiple types of CTFs. One very popular one is called Jeopardy, in which there are puzzles basically, cybersecurity based puzzles. कि आपको एक questions मतलब problem statement दिया and then there is a hint and then you have to post a flag basically. So you have to solve a challenge, interact with a problem or interact with something, get to the answer. In which there will be a cybersecurity concept involved. It could be web security, it could be Android, it could be anything. It could be reverse engineering. So you did something, you figured out the challenge, reached it, hacked it, whatever, and then you got an end output. वो आपको paste करना है, and that is so that is called Jeopardy. And there is one called Attack and Defense, which is a less popular but extremely useful type of CTF also, where there are 2 teams and then you have to attack and defend simultaneously. That's very interesting as well. So it started from there. We did a lot of Jeopardy CTFs. I mean, COVID had already hit during my third year starting में. So we were at home chilling. Almost तब तक सारे subjects खत्म ही हो जाते हैं. So VIT Vellore also has this thing called FFCS, where you can choose how many credits do you want to complete in a semester. तो हम जनरली काफी लोग जो थे पहले खत्म कर देते हैं हमारे क्रेडिट्स. तो फ्री प्रॉब्ली कंपनीज आने वाली है, आपका प्लेसमेंट ट्रेनिंग हो रहा है, बट आई वाज ऑलवेज इंटरेस्टेड इन साइबर सिक्योरिटी. बाय दैट टाइम आई हैड फिगर आउट. तो पीपल वर गिविंग देयर इंटरव्यूज. आई वाज मोस्टली डूइंग CTFs. आई डिड अ लॉट ऑफ CTFs, बट बाय दैट टाइम a lot of my friends were not into cyber security. तो I used to force a couple of my friends to stay up with me. मतलब उनको था bounce ideas कि ऐसा कुछ है, googling around basically. Just googling and figuring your way around. ऐसा nothing complicated around. So I used to force a couple of my friends make a team. So register as a team and all of that. But तो मैंने ऐसे बहुत सारे CTFs किए. ठीक है. eventually reached a point where the challenges became a little repetitive also. Then I started looking out for jobs. This time you have, so I did a couple of courses and realized that there is a good community out there जो कि free challenges बनाती है that you can solve and gain skills. So जैसे I think Portsfigure is a really great resource that it is completely free.
Okay.
There are a couple of softwares. उनका Burpsuit, it's a software that you can use to look at HTTP requests, etc.
Oh, okay. Like look at in what way? As in,
so जैसे generally क्या होता है कि you would want to play around with parameters, you would want to play around with, if you want to exploit something, you're playing around with stuff.
Oh, अच्छा, like
it's a software that makes it easy.
Okay, okay.
The class of software is called HTTP Interceptor.
Okay.
And then so आप वो same चीज DevTools से भी कर सकते हो.
मतलब Postman all से भी.
Exactly. Postman is mostly API based. आप उसमें मतलब एक set चीज है, but Burpsuit and all of these softwares are made to specifically designed
identify and exploit.
Identify में हाँ मतलब to play around with.
To play around with हाँ
कि आप change कर सकते हो और उसमें there are multifacets, उसमें बहुत सारी चीजें हैं. So it's not just intercepting, it's it's playing around with the requests which are coming in.
Okay, cool.
So the things which they offer. Portsfigure has free labs for web application security. It's amazing.
Yeah.
So I started doing that. Eventually learned some basics.
Yeah.
By that time I realized it is time to start applying for full-time jobs.
Yeah.
But this is almost 5.5 years ago.
Okay.
So India at that point of time was still catching up to cybersecurity. It's still catching up, but it was not a mature market. It's still not a very mature market in terms of cybersecurity because we're still building. We're in the phase where cybersecurity is considered as an expense. So cybersecurity jobs are always a little थोड़ा late आती हैं.
हाँ, okay.
So
and probably the volume is not as same.
Exactly.
As software developers.
Exactly. So वही same उस time पे यही same problem था. So by that time I had joined as a cybersecurity intern in an Australian-based service company. They had just started off their
like
branch.
when you say joined, what was the process like? मतलब कुछ था, कुछ interviews थे or whatever, because and this is for cybersecurity role.
Correct.
Cybersecurity intern.
Correct.
Correct.
It's very informal at that point in time. It was just a couple of phone calls.
Okay.
So they had founders and a couple of team members who were sitting in Australia who were basically negotiating contracts, but mostly सारी team जो थी वो इंडिया में बैठी थी.
अच्छा, okay.
So we had our team lead who was sitting in India at that point in time, and we had 4-5 people who were in that team. But बहुत ही informal process था. They just wanted to understand if you know the basics. So they asked me a couple of questions. इसमें क्या बोलते हैं on the phone call itself, and that cleared. So it was not very formal. So I got in.
They were also like just in the process of
they were also
the company and all that. So
correct. They were in the process of even figuring it out for themselves. कि वो क्या करना है? Do they actually want to do this or not? So it was mostly educational.
Okay. So completely remote, obviously, and also like how did you find it? Did you just directly apply करा था या somebody reached out?
No, this was completely LinkedIn.
अच्छा, LinkedIn.
So
you found somebody reached out to them. Like that.
Exactly. They had a open job position, and I was obviously applying left, right, center at that point in time. And realized that
LinkedIn job applying is like a spree.
Yeah, I completely agree. I mean, this and the next internship that I got, which I'm still in that same firm. Both the jobs I got from LinkedIn.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I figured out I was there for about 3 months, 4 months. And then I thought that, so it was fun in terms of I got to read more, I got to present that. But it was nothing new, no research that as such that we were doing. It was mostly
and like also another question probably important for people as well, that were they paying anything or like completely?
So when I started off, it was nothing. Eventually it reached a point where it was 5,000, 10,000 INR.
That's all you guys, even second, third year, I guess.
Correct. So that was all.
Yeah.
Then I joined CloudSec. So I had started applying for other internship positions because I was still in college. This is fourth year, first semester.
Fourth year, okay. Now. Got it.
So by that time I had no courses left. एक capstone project रह जाता है. But then because I was not officially जो intern थी, that was not from college, so then you have to do capstone project. So that was going on.
Also CloudSec again as an intern, right?
Correct.
Is a winter intern something like that. Okay.
So I had applied to CloudSec and I got. So CloudSec has their own CTF, hiring CTF. That is one more way that people hire.
Okay.
There are organizations who conduct CTFs and then based on your output they hire you.
Okay.
So that's how that happened. They had a program called Earn While You Learn, EWIL.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I looked at the organization, I looked at the founder's vision, I looked at how are they treating their researchers, which is very new in the Indian market. I had not seen that, with respect to any other company.
Yeah.
So I was really fascinated. I was like, okay, I think I should interact with this organization. It looked really nice.
पहली बात तो like one of the misconceptions that people have कि cybersecurity, hacking, black hoodies and वो जो terminal पे code just flowing like lava and all that. So how is it actually like, yaar? Like what does an entry level threat researcher do?
Yeah. So it's not that glamorous. I mean, I can talk about my personal experience. Starting वहाँ से नहीं होती है. That's a very small part of what you do. Because once you flag something, major part of what you do is also reporting. Right? Because अगर आपकी reporting crystal clear नहीं है, तो it doesn't translate to anything. आपने कुछ issue निकाला, आपने कुछ, I mean, there's also a suggestion to all people who are getting into cybersecurity. Your communication skills is equally as important as your as cybersecurity skills or technical skills. The reason is कि अगर if you're not able to translate your knowledge to a person who should understand कि इस चीज का business risk क्या है, it is not going to get sorted out. If you want it, मतलब अगर आपको ऐसा चाहिए कि आपने जो रिपोर्ट किया वो फिक्स हो, तो आपको उसको रिस्क में कन्वर्ट करना पड़ेगा, क्योंकि सामने वाला बंदा is only going to understand कि उस मेरे business risk क्या है. Am I losing money out of this? Am I losing resources out of this? Am I losing something out of this or not? Or I can just put it कि हाँ ठीक है यार, this is okay. Because cybersecurity for me, for fixing something that I've already done, is going to be a task. So you have to be extremely professional. Your language should be very easy to understand. I understand there are some concepts which obviously they will have to know to be able to read your report. That's completely fine. But you have to make sure that आपकी जो report है, those are. So that is where your effort goes. It's also a lot of targets. It's also a lot of spreadsheets and all of that, as well as your terminal going on.
And also another thing, like before we dive into like what you were doing and all that, what does CloudSec actually do? Like for context on the people watching.
Right. Yeah. So CloudSec is an Indian-based cybersecurity firm. We have a product line of our own now at this point in time. When I joined, we had just one product. Now we have 4 that we sell. So we secure other organizations by the virtue of something called as digital risk protection. So we do digital risk protection. We do attack surface monitoring. And we do something called a cyber risk quantification and also supply chain intelligence. Okay. So those are the 4 things which is our bread and butter. Okay. And all of this is supported by something called threat intelligence.
What do researchers actually, do they even write code? Which languages do they use? And is it more like the major chunk of the job is just analyzing and, trying to find vulnerabilities in the client systems? How does that day to day for an entry level when you joined? What did that look like?
Makes sense. So it depends. Okay. It depends on. It is also very subjective at this point in time कि आपको कोडिंग आनी चाहिए कि नहीं आनी चाहिए. मेरा ओपिनियन है उस पे, ओपिनियन है कि आपको आनी चाहिए. The reason is that because you're reading code day in day out. So if you're reading code, then you should also understand code, and if you're able to write code, that's an added advantage. But also depends on कि आप in what capacity are you involved with an organization. Let's say you are in something called as GRC or compliance, global risk compliance. So if you've joined in an organization which is in policy, or is trying to decide or is trying to figure out कि company is compliant to certifications. So organization wide you have ISO certifications, जैसे food और उसका भी होता है, वैसे cyber security भी compliances होते हैं. 27001, 30001. So there are multiple SOC 2. So there are multiple compliances. So if you work and then there are continuous compliances, जैसे आप data कैसे store करते हो, आपका business continuity plan कैसा है. If you are dealing with European customers, तो there is a different set of GDPR, HIPAA, medical data है तो HIPAA.
Yeah, different places will have different
exactly.
their own.
So if you are in compliance, उसमें coding की requirement नहीं होती है.
Okay.
But अब उसमें भी with LLMs now, if let's say that you want to automate something, if you know Python, it's just an advantage. Now coming back to what I used to do, sure, with automation and stuff, Python really helps. And now I think even Golang, Python and Golang is something that you can instantly pick up smaller scripts, smaller, your day-to-day tasks just become a lot easier if you know them. But if you're, let's say, you've joined as a malware analyst or you want to do reverse engineering, so half assembly, you know, to understand operating systems, you should do, you should be able to understand at least .NET, PowerShell, scripting, bash scripting is very, basic. You should understand OS fundamentals. So all of that does happen. Let's say you're in or you're into, let's say, security engineering. Security engineering would mean that you're creating MVPs of a product, which is minimum viable product. You solve a problem, and then you give it to a different team who basically scales it because that is their forte.
Okay, those are the bunch of developers.
Those are the bunch of
Okay,
developers.
okay.
क्योंकि आपको शायद DevOps का अंडरस्टैंडिंग नहीं है, आपको नहीं पता इसको डिप्लॉय कैसे करना है, आपको शायद नहीं पता कि मतलब अच्छा इसको ऐसे स्केल करेंगे, इतने पॉड्स होने चाहिए, मतलब यू आर नॉट अडेप्ट टू सिस्टम आर्किटेक्चर,
ठीक है,
बट यू अंडरस्टैंड दिस इज हाउ आई शुड सॉल्व दिस प्रॉब्लम. या
got it. Okay, so I think now it's been what 4 years, right? For you in CloudSec, 4.5 years, and you've gone from threat researcher 1 to 3 now. And so, question is, how has the work changed? Are you still, as we call it, an IC, individual contributor, or you've pivoted into a managing position? And yeah, how is that changed, and how are you liking it? If you are liking it.
Okay, so I started off as an intern CloudSec mate, and so this is my personal journey. I mean, so because CloudSec is also a 9-year-old organization.
Okay.
And 4.5 I have been there.
Okay.
So more than almost half I have been there.
Yeah.
So I started as a threat researcher, 1 analyst. At that point in time, we used to. So that time we were all individual contributors. We had a team of, I think, at that point in time, 8-9 people.
8-9. Okay.
So तब हमने start किया था, and it was mostly triaging a product of ours called Exegil for our customers.
ठीक है.
And it was finding out campaigns. How are these organizations getting affected by scams, by frauds, by and these are, if they are impacted by, let's say, a fake domain or a targeted campaign or a banking trojan, so and their customers are really affected.
Yeah.
Can we analyze it, put some measures, put some monitoring measures against it, etc. So we lot of things.
So this was like more of doing a post-mortem, or were you like actually on the front lines कि ये अभी हो गया है, help me now sort of a thing?
Yeah. So
or was that a separate team?
Got it. So there are 2 steps to it. First, for a pattern to emerge, you have to identify the pattern. So multiple patterns. जैसे आपकी hosting में कोई pattern है, या IP address की hosting में कोई pattern है, इसमें कोई pattern है. Once you flag that, then you can put measures before the infrastructure comes up or before someone is getting scammed. But for that, a pattern has to emerge. Right. So both, a little bit of both. So first level of scam generally reactive ही होता है. And then you can put proactive measures to stop it. Once we were able to figure out something, if there is a vulnerability, sure. तो मतलब web application भी, brand का भी, there is someone claiming something on dark web forums. That's something that we do. Let's say somebody's claiming that I've hacked this company. Now you're dealing with a bunch of fraudsters, right? Who are behind dark web, and then there's anonymity. So you're basically dealing with a thief. And if you're dealing with a thief, it's very difficult to identify कि अच्छा ये सच बोल रहा है कि झूठ बोल रहा है. So you should not take that post at face value.
Okay.
And then that analysis, is the proof enough? Is this data matching our data set or not? Is this a false claim or not?
Since you joined, that was something that you were actively
correct. So
doing.
that started happening during so the first half of the job was mostly doing reactive stuff. जैसे when you're junior, you're mostly not involved in active incidents when something has happened already. But when you're junior, you're mostly involved in if there is a reactive thing.
Like you mentioned, proactive measures, right? Now that you know that something has been happening in the market, you can do some stuff to, like so in the future it does not happen. So
that's mostly threat researcher level 1. Then by 2, you have, some responsibilities coming in which are extra. By 2, you are also involved in active cases sometimes. You're involved with customers directly. Let's say that they're facing an active issue. You are given a lot more autonomy. With 3 now I have, so basically I manage a team of 19 people.
19?
Yeah.
Damn, that's huge.
Yeah. So I have a team. I co-lead it with a couple of colleagues. What we do is now with Threat Researcher 3, you have all active incidents that you have to take care of. So as I said, there is a ransomware situation with your customer. Now they are freaking out. You have to consult. They are going through something. You have to help them out. So the work has changed. I mean, from reactive measures to you're putting something. You're contributing in your own way. To now, let's say that you have to negotiate with the threat actor. Right, that you are now eventually talking to threat actor and trying to.
Oh, just by the way, threat actors.
Threat actor is
definition, please.
So threat actor is a hacker basically who you do not know who he is. He is behind an anonymous chat forum, or he's on Telegram somewhere where they're using something called as sock puppets. That's a very common lingo. Sock puppets is basically fake persona. I don't log in as myself, and I don't use something which can lead back to me. It's very important. So they do all of that. So you're conversing with the threat actor to find out if you can get more information, or so that is where the active incidents comes into the picture.
How is the I'm sure this is sort of like a
Oh, yeah.
thrilling thing also,
It is,
right?
it is.
There's a different kind of a high you're getting while all this is happening.
Definitely. So I've had a couple of experiences now with
Yeah.
negotiation. So negotiation is different than human intelligence. So human intelligence is you're trying to gather more information to prove or disprove a claim.
Yeah.
Right? That you're just trying to get more information, intelligence. But here with and you're trying to interact with the threat actor. But here something has already happened.
Yeah.
In negotiation phase. And the company, let's say the organization, so ransomware, and this is $1 billion industry. It's a billion with a B. It's a very big industry, and people pay, organizations pay. Primary reason, multiple reasons that people pay. It's PR cost. Also, if you're a regulated entity, then there's a lot of compliance that you have to go through.
Yeah, that's true.
Which is going to cost a lot of money.
Yeah.
Data was not that important. The vulnerability was also very non-sophisticated. It's a company decision that you would want to negotiate and pay money to the threat actor. It's never recommended, but it does happen. As all cybersecurity professionals know that you should not fund this ecosystem. But sometimes it becomes inevitable. And if it is inevitable for your organization, it's a business cause, business decision. And if you're doing something like that, then negotiation is also something which is sure. When you are not at the business end of it, you're just negotiating. That's an exciting part.
Yeah. And also, if possible, like if you can name names or without naming, can you like give me an example of this sort of a situation that you?
No, that would be confidential. Mostly.
Yeah, but without naming names.
Without naming names, okay.
Yeah,
so there are organizations who are in banking, financial sector.
Yeah.
Who were affected by a ransomware situation, and they wanted to. So the threat actor had quoted them an amount which is to get their data out or to get it deleted, which was just out of the world.
Okay.
And they did not want to pay.
Yeah.
During the initial phases, we were not contacted for the negotiation.
Yeah.
They were trying to do that on their own, which did not pan out really well.
Okay.
Because you have to understand that there are rules of negotiation. It's an art form, right?
Yeah.
So just like anything else, it's a skill.
Yeah.
So it did not really pan out really well, and then they called us.
Yeah.
When we were able to bring that number down by a very significant bit, almost 90%.
Oh damn. Okay.
So
and was that because of I don't know some bluff that you were able to?
No, it's never a bluff.
So then how does that work? I mean, seen a bunch of these cases. What are some of the common chips that you're able to use to get these?
Okay. So if your incident response is very strong, if you know that the threat actor doesn't have any more access, आपको ये confirmation है, आपने internally you are sure, you've done all your due diligence, आपने पूरा check कर लिया, you know for a fact you are secure now.
Yeah.
That's a very good bargaining chip.
Okay.
And there are multiple more which you can use eventually. But then the first and foremost is, if you are entering negotiation, you should know for a fact
does he still have access to our system?
क्या हुआ, क्या नहीं हुआ, हमने क्या गलत किया, उसने क्या सही किया, और इसको फ्यूचर में पकड़ेंगे कैसे. If you have that clarity, it becomes a really big bargaining chip. Actually, वो bargaining chip नहीं है, उसके बाद ही start करना चाहिए. You are in the position to negotiate once you know what had happened.
That's true. So during this whole time, is it all just response and mitigation and all, or you get time to do your own researches and maybe sort of some fun projects on the side that you guys do? So have you guys done something like that or whatever?
Yeah, interesting. So that is extremely important when it comes to cybersecurity. When you're involved in this field, if you can contribute to the community and figure out a way to give out something new, that is very well appreciated. And that is where I think CloudSec as an organization has supported. They help us, even if if it's a little offbeat, let's say research is a little offbeat, it does not concern the product line directly. But if it's a research which will impact the community, they let us publish it. Because obviously individual reach and companies' reaches is obviously different. And then they help us reach out to multiple other communities. They'll help us submit those researches as well to conferences. Yeah. So there's something called Mule ecosystem which we have been exploring for the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Usme, the interesting part is this is what happens at the back end of the scam. It's very popular in Southeast Asia. It happens worldwide. And मतलब इसमें स्कोप का इसमें इशू क्या है कि जो स्कैम का फ्रंट एंड है वो तो बहुत इजीली आइडेंटिफाइबल है. जैसे
स्कैम है क्या, ये भी
स्कैम हो गया, जैसे डिजिटल अरेस्ट हो गए. जो मतलब लोग न्यूज़ में पढ़ते हैं डिजिटल अरेस्ट हो गया, किसी को फोन कर दिया, आपका बेटा पुलिस स्टेशन में है, पैसे मांग लिए.
हां, ये तो बहुत लोगों के साथ हुआ है यार.
एग्जैक्टली राइट. तो यू विल मतलब ये आपकी फैमिली में भी बहुत लोगों के साथ हुआ होगा, एंड यू विल रियलाइज कि यार इट्स आपके पैसे तो चले गए, आपने पैसे पे कर दिए. बट अब नाउ मॉडर्न बैंकिंग सिस्टम्स आर एफिशिएंट इनफ टू फ्लैग. अगर आपने यूपीआई किसी को, लेट्स से यूपीआई की ₹1,00,000 की आजकल की लिमिट है, और उस बंदे को आपने ₹50,000 दे दिए, जो भी बंदा कॉल पे था, उसने आपको यूपीआई आईडी दिया होगा, राइट? इवेंचुअली यू फिगर्ड आउट कि ये स्कैम, तो आप पुलिस के पास गए, आपने एफआईआर किया. आपने एफआईआर में जो फोन नंबर आया वो भी दिया और आपने जिस फोन से आपको कॉल आया वो भी दिया और आपने यूपीआई आईडी भी दी। बट सिर्फ क्या उस यूपीआई आईडी से आपको अपने वो बंदा आइडेंटिफाई हो जाएगा? द आंसर इज इन 90% ऑफ द केसेस नो।
ओके,
उसका रीजन क्या है?
yeah, the layman would think that yes,
Correct.
100% yes, because बैंक अकाउंट तो लिंक हो गए यूपीआई आईडी से, तो क्यों नहीं पता चल रहा है?
Exactly.
Yeah.
तो अब इसमें इशू क्या होता है कि दे यूज समथिंग कॉल्ड एज अ म्यूल अकाउंट।
Okay.
म्यूल मतलब म्यूल बाय डिफॉल्ट मतलब जैसे हिंदी में बोलते हैं खच्चर होता है जो लोड बेयरिंग कैपेसिटी जिस जानवर की ज्यादा होती है उसको म्यूल बोलते हैं। तो अब इसमें इस केस में क्या है, म्यूल बेसिकली एक्ट्स एज अ प्रॉक्सी। तो आई एम नॉट टेकिंग मनी इन माय ओन बैंक अकाउंट बट रादर इन समवन एल्सेस अकाउंट हु इज नॉट रिलेटेड टू मी, मेरे आसपास का नहीं है वो बंदा। अब नाउ दिस इकोसिस्टम इज सो इंटरेस्टिंग कि कुछ भी स्कैम है इंडिया में। आप मान लो कोई अब जैसे बेटिंग इज बैंड इन इंडिया, राइट? ऑनलाइन बेटिंग इज बैंड, बेटिंग रिलेटेड गेम्स आर आल्सो बैंड। बट आप अगर सर्च करोगे इंडियन बेटिंग, मतलब अगर आप वेबसाइट सर्च करोगे, गूगल भी करोगे, तो आपको वेबसाइट्स मिल जाएंगी, राइट? आज भी आपको वेबसाइट्स मिलेंगी। तो वो अगर इंडियन इकोसिस्टम अगर आपको कंपनी रजिस्टर नहीं करने देता तो आप अपना कॉर्पोरेट अकाउंट नहीं खोल सकते। कॉर्पोरेट अकाउंट नहीं खोल सकते तो आप फंड्स नहीं ले सकते अपने बैंक अकाउंट में। अगर आप फंड्स ही नहीं ले सकते तो आप बेटिंग इकोसिस्टम कैसे चलाओगे? तो ऑल ऑफ दिस इलीगल जो भी चलता है इंडिया में, इट इज ऑल ऑफ दिस इज फंडेड बाय समथिंग कॉल्ड एज म्यूल इकोसिस्टम। अब उसमें क्या होगा कि मैं लेट्स से दैट आई एम एन अनसस्पेक्टिंग यूजर ऑफ द इंटरनेट, मुझे नहीं पता कि सिक्योरिटी क्या होती है। तो मैंने क्या किया, कुछ पैसा कमाने के लिए मेरे को किसी बंदे ने व्हाट्सएप पे रीच आउट किया। उसने बोला कि थोड़ा पैसा कमाना है। इंडिया में जनरली लोग मना नहीं करते इस चीज के लिए कि आपको थोड़ा पैसा कमाना है, हाँ ठीक है बिल्कुल। तो आपने रादर देन गेटिंग इन और गेटिंग स्कैम्ड योरसेल्फ, आपको एक कंटिन्यूस स्ट्रीम ऑफ इनकम मिल गया। क्या हुआ कि मैंने आपको अपना बैंक अकाउंट देना है और पर ट्रांजैक्शन आपको कट मिलेगा, ठीक है? तो दैट इज अ कंटिन्यूस स्ट्रीम ऑफ ट्रांजैक्शन एंड वी हैव सीन यू नो पीपल अर्निंग अपवर्ड्स ऑफ 12 to 15 lakh रुपीस
per month
एंड अ लॉट आल्सो। मतलब ये तो वो है, ये वो है जो कंटिन्यूअसली कमा रहे हैं, बिकॉज़ ये थोड़ा अमाउंट है तो जनरली फ्लैग नहीं होता, बट पीपल हैव अर्न अ लॉट ऑफ मनी फ्रॉम दिस, राइट?
एंड आई थिंक इसका मतलब पर्सनली आई हैव सीन दिस हैपन। तो आई थिंक stake now I'm not sure how easy it is to upload like get the money there. But earlier to direct UPI se they were taking money.
Correct.
And the weird thing was when you went there, it would redirect you to this Google Pay. But Google Pay mein you would be paying some random person with some UPI ID. So obviously I was also a bit skeptical at first, but apparently it was working, and instant I used to see those funds in my account.
Exactly.
So I just tried that college में से 5,000 रुपए डाल के, but whatever. But yeah, I mean they were doing that and I've experienced that. Like that mule account, I was able to see that.
Correct. So the interesting aspect here is that just you rightly figured out कि UPI ID शायद business के नाम पे नहीं होगा. This is very common. If you see this is a very big red flag. कि I'm paying it to let's say a betting website which has X name, but जो कॉर्पोरेट अकाउंट नाम आपका आ रहा है यूपीआई कोड स्कैन करने के बाद वो कुछ और ही आ रहा है, किसी एग्रीकल्चर कंपनी का। इट्स अ वेरी बिग रेड फ्लैग, व्हिच हैपेंस। तो एंड द इंटरेस्टिंग पार्ट इज कि आप किसी ऐसी वेबसाइट पे जाओ, दे हैव द मोस्ट अमाउंट ऑफ वेज टू टेक मनी फ्रॉम यू। देयर इज दिस वन वेबसाइट दैट वी वर एनालाइजिंग, it had close to 80 ways that you can pay them money. So they had
talk about monetizing,
right? So they will make it as easy for you to pay them money. अब इसमें the interesting challenge here is आपके पास इतने म्यूल अकाउंट्स होने चाहिए that it doesn't get flagged. अगर 3-4 हुए तो फ्लैग हो जाएंगे ना, 3-2 बैन हो जाएंगे कल, बट आपके पास इतनी कंटिन्यूस स्ट्रीम ऑफ म्यूल अकाउंट्स होने चाहिए और आपको इतने लोगों को उल्लू बनाना पड़ेगा कि आपके पास ये इकोसिस्टम चलता रहे.
And there's no way to automate this, like you need real people with real accounts.
Yes.
I guess KYC, right?
So banks today are doing KYC. उनके KYC प्रोसेस में आपको फोन मतलब श्योर आपको जाना पड़ेगा, आपके पास नंबर होना चाहिए, अकाउंट्स होने चाहिए. तो अब rather than figuring out a way to bypass KYC, which is going to be, let's say even if ऐसा कोई flag है भी या कुछ बन भी गया, किसी बंदे ने कुछ कर लिया, आजकल deep fake यूज करके ऐसा कुछ हो भी गया, then also it will get solved क्योंकि पूरी बैंकिंग इकोसिस्टम का एफर्ट उधर चल जाएगा. This becomes a lot more distributed, so very hard to stop. तो इसमें the way to automate or what people have found is that कि they've created a pyramid scheme out of this.
Okay.
कि let's say मैं एक म्यूल ऑपरेटर हूँ, ठीक है, एंड मुझे म्यूल अकाउंट चाहिए. मैंने टेलीग्राम की कम्युनिटी बनाई और मैंने लोगों को इंसेंटिवाइज करना स्टार्ट कर दिया. अगर आप 10 लोग लेके आए, आपका इंसेंटिव उनके कट में से आएगा. राइट. तो मैंने पिरामिड स्कीम बना दी एंड यू बिकम लाइक अ मैनेजर सॉर्ट ऑफ सिचुएशन एंड वी फॉर्मलाइज दिस बाय द वे. ओके. और मतलब शेल कॉर्पोरेशंस और ये जो आप टीवी में जो सुनते हो, दीस आर ऑल ट्रू थिंग्स कि मेरी एक सिम प्रोवाइड करने की कंपनी है और मैं दिल्ली में चलाता हूँ और आपने उसकी नाम की कंपनी खोल दी. आप करते क्या हो? कुछ नहीं है, कोई डॉक्यूमेंट और कुछ नहीं है आपके पास. राइट. तो आपने ऑल ऑफ दिस will happen. अब इसमें क्या होता है, they have created Android applications, you know, 12, 15, 20 applications that we track at this point of
Yeah.
time, जिसमें people get access to those applications.
हाँ.
अब तो इतने exclusive हो गए क्योंकि Play Store पे obviously available नहीं है for obvious reasons. तो you have to find those applications.
हाँ.
उसके लिए you have to join a Telegram channel, you have to get invited, and that has become an exclusive community. मतलब इतनी demand है उसकी market में कि you have to pay someone 1,500 rupees to get into that Telegram channel.
Oh,
like people are demanding
okay.
money. That has become a business in itself.
Yeah.
Right, so then you get access to that APK, or I mean, and then you install it in your phone. You have to give money to give out your financial records basically, right?
okay.
And then you're giving them your online banking password, or card ka details and all of that.
ठीक है.
तो उससे आपकी सारी information ले लेंगे. And they've also created, I mean, for corporate folks, they've also created an LMS system in that application, learning management system. जिसमें आपको, because you're dealing with people who are very very non-technical, जिनको कोई idea नहीं है.
पूरा कोर्स भी है कि पूरा कोर्स भी बना दिया.
समझाएंगे वो कि अगर मान लो आपका अकाउंट फ्लैग हो गया और अगर आपको आपके ब्रांच मैनेजर ने कॉल किया तो आपको क्या रिस्पांस देना है, तो आपको क्या लाइन ऑफ क्वेश्चनिंग आंसर करनी है, अगर और वो फॉलो नहीं करनी है, अगर मान लो आपको अकाउंट फ्रीज कर दिया, अब उसमें जो फंड पड़े आपको उसको रिलीज करना है, लॉयर कहाँ से लेना है, कौन सी सर्टिफिकेट, डॉक्यूमेंट्स कैसे दिखते हैं, एनओसी सर्टिफिकेट कैसा दिखना चाहिए, ऑल ऑफ दैट अंडरस्टैंडिंग आल्सो पूरी की पूरी यू नो वो
It's all been formalized.
It has all been formalized.
All organized and all that.
तो उसी एप्लीकेशन के अंदर एसएमएस फॉरवर्डर होता है, आपको ट्रांजैक्शन आई, ओटीपी आया, वो एसएमएस फॉरवर्डर है, जो बंदा बैठा हुआ है, जो ऑपरेटर है, ही इज गोइंग टू डू द ट्रांजैक्शन फॉर यू. तो आपको बेसिकली कुछ नहीं करना है, एंड देन यू गेट सम अमाउंट ऑफ मनी, और वो आप कैश आउट कर सकते हो. यू हैव
एंड वर्स्ट केस क्या ही हो जाएगा, अकाउंट फ्लैग हो जाएगा, बंद हो जाएगा.
करेक्ट.
और देयर इज अ वर्स्ट
दैट इज द वर्स्ट व्हिच इज हैपनिंग राइट नाउ, कि आपका अकाउंट फ्रीज हो जाएगा, जितना पैसा है वो आपका सारा ब्लॉक हो जाएगा. बट इवेंचुअली मतलब मान लो उससे आपका क्रेडिट हिस्ट्री लिंक्ड है, सो देयर आर affiliated things which can happen to you in the future. But mostly यही है कि सेम बैंक शायद आपको कार्ड ना दे, या आपको बैंक अकाउंट फिर से ना मिले.
Yeah, but that's true. This whole banking industry भी काफी like I think unionized or whatever you call it. Like everybody has access to these. One example obviously is credit score and all that stuff. But I mean, I think that it can be a big impact on your future.
It can be. So Mule is officially, regulators like RBI have now identified this as a problem since last 1 year. They have been cracking down on it like crazy. तो उसके लिए they made it absolutely illegal, Mule ecosystem. Recently Supreme Court की एक judgment भी आई है. They've started, they have given CBI free hand to coordinate with local state police and catch these people who are even going in as mules. क्योंकि they have अब awareness आ चुका है मार्केट में इससे रिलेटेड. आपको SMS भी आते हैं, RBI का SMS ad भी आजकल तो Mule ecosystem के ऊपर. तो अगर if you're doing something like this, तो you can get caught and you can be jailed. तो वो भी एक प्रॉब्लम है. एंड यू आर द इमीडिएट क्या बोलते हैं, आपने शायद कुछ किया भी नहीं होगा, आपने स्कैम भी नहीं किया होगा, थोड़े बहुत पैसे के लिए यू आर बेसिकली डिस्ट्रॉयिंग योर करियर.
Okay, got it. So I understand the problem now. What was the research that you guys did? Like, what some kind of solution that you proposed?
This understanding of this ecosystem was not available before we did it.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Okay.
So this comes from the fact that we were able to get in those groups. We were able to triage. We were able to get those applications. We were able to get in those applications. And we were able to find out कि ये पैसा जाता कैसे है, किधर जाता है. Collaborate with regulators.
Organizing all that information. Like getting actual real world experience of these groups and all that.
Correct. फिर उसमें ऐसा है कि if you're able to break their defenses, get some data. So we were able to do that a little bit, where we tested their vulnerabilities. How are they hosted? Are they hosted in India? Mostly, not in India. Obviously, that's a choice that they make. Indian होता तो फिर law enforcement के पास जाएगा and they're able to get in those servers. So that was also part of the research. We were able to gather some data. कि कौन कितना पैसा कमा रहा है, names of people, attribution to some folks.
That's nice. And I think this is published at your CloudSec page.
CloudSec page, yeah. You can read that paper, white paper. Just Google shadow banking on CloudSec. Got it. And then you should be able to get that detailed white paper. It's a very large paper, 40 pages.
Okay. There is another question that I had, like for SDEs and for also the ML researchers, AI researchers. There are a bunch of communities. You can go and present. There are a bunch of conferences. Like the community is very like global, and there are a bunch of events happening. How is that in the case of cybersecurity? Do you guys like have that? Is it still a very small community, or do you see it growing? How does that look like?
I think it's been growing for sure. It's still relatively small compared to the other ones, but it's very tightly knit because of that reason.
Yeah.
And you'll find similar people, similar faces in all these conferences.
Yeah.
So communities are there. You can join as a students also. You can join Null community. You can join Hackers Meetup. There's so many which happens locally. And there are then student conferences which happens. There are now chapters, clubs and chapters are picking up on, in colleges they are picking up on cybersecurity a lot.
Yeah.
There are, I think everyone has heard of DEF CON. Yeah, so DEF CON is the most popular cybersecurity conference. This happens in Las Vegas.
Okay.
And it happens in Caesars Palace.
Okay.
So it has been happening. It's the oldest. So it started out as a party for cybersecurity professionals.
Okay.
And then it turned into something which is today. And there's a full documentary, by the way, which is available for people. I mean, you can watch how it evolved, the way it evolved. And now, people from FBI, NSA, CIA, they attend these conferences. So they have a lot of legitimacy being provided because people really are fascinated by, what the community is able to offer.
Okay. And have you had a chance to, go in any one of these? Yeah.
Not DEF
CON yet.
Eventually, sure.
Yeah.
But then there is DEF CON, there's Black Hat. There's a lot of, international conferences that you can attend. I've attended a couple of Indian ones. So in India, there are the biggest one is called NullCon. It happens in Goa. It's going to happen now, I think, February end or March starting. It happens.
Okay.
So that's Goa. And then there is one called Seasides. Seasides and NullCon, they happen almost in the same week.
Okay.
Seasides is free. So it's community based. So you can go ahead and just go to Goa and make a trip out of it. And also meet like-minded hackers. You can meet people who are who are working in different spaces. You can attend trainings for free. There's a lot of stuff that you can do in Seaside. So,
Okay. So I think you mentioned before that you've in your day-to-day job, there are instances when you collaborate with government entities. You help them out with stuff. I'm not sure if it's on a contract-to-contract basis or if some incident happened, they take your help or whatever. How does that work? Yeah. So anyway, so how does this whole geopolitical landscape look like? I think there is a term for it, right? It's called hacktivism. So like, is it growing? Which countries? How is India in this? In this stack rank? Where does that lie? And and all that. Yeah, I have no clue basically.
Pretty high up, basically.
Pretty high. Okay.
Yeah, pretty high. India ranks pretty high up.
Okay.
And the reason is that the more how popular you are as a company, you are as a country.
Yeah.
You get more targeted. The more money you have, the more money your people have.
Yeah.
It directly translates to how much you are targeted. With India, we might be low ticket people. I mean, per person, low amount. But a lot of people.
Yeah.
Right. So it becomes a very fresh market.
Yeah.
Now, the global threat landscape is pretty interesting right now, specifically, and hacktivism is a part of what happens on a day-to-day basis.
I think is cyber warfare and hacktivism just synonyms?
Okay, so cyber warfare and hacktivism is a part of cyber warfare. But hacktivism is basically a type of attack which happens based on an ideology. So it could be related to it could be related to an country-wise basis. But I mean, everyone has watched or has heard of Anonymous at one point in time. The global collective which used to attack governments. That is also hacktivism.
Okay.
Right?
So they have an ideology they're following.
Exactly. Exactly. So now that ideology could be nationalistic or it could be related to something. Yeah. Recent examples are there which which we can take and we can discuss. But then, just say one part is this, the other part is something called as APTs, which is Advanced Persistent Threat Groups.
Okay.
So these are the state-sponsored threat actors.
Achha, okay.
They have more resources, they have they have more money, they practice, they have more sophistication. And the interesting part is cybersecurity is all about profiling these folks. It's also about profiling these folks. Let's say that I'm financially motivated. If I'm financially motivated, what I'm doing is I'm exchanging the data that I've taken or whatever access that I have and exchanging it for money. Right? That is monetary benefit. But let's say that I'm not after monetary benefit. My motivation as a nation state is not monetary. I'm not okay, except a couple of examples. Sure, I mean there's an exception in North Korea. But other than that, if let's say or a couple of more regions, but then other than that, if you are looking at let's say Chinese APTs or Russian APTs or coming from Pakistan. Then your aim is not to earn money from these operations. It's to get material, sensitive information. It's basically espionage. Right. So your motivation changes. It becomes harder to flag because then you are basically trying to find something which intends to be hidden.
Because half of the times, like you mentioned, like these threat actors would contact you, would ask for money. That's the time you'll know, okay, this has happened.
Exactly.
These guys will not come and tell you that.
Correct. Exactly. So financially motivated threat actors, there are forums where people can monitor or put out posts. Oh, I have access to this So it becomes easier to identify, oh, okay, there is someone who is, who is posing that they have access to this and this. But then for an APT, it is a whole different ball game altogether, right? How do you identify? How do you remediate? How do you mitigate the type of, exploits that they are going to use? Because they are going to use things like 0 days. So what does that mean? 0 days basically means a vulnerability which doesn't have a patch.
Okay.
Right. So I have access to, or we've researched something, but we've not responsibly disclosed it, and I'm going to use it actively in my engagements. That's illegal.
Yeah.
That's what they do, right? Because I want to get that kind of information.
So what are some examples of, this happening that you've seen recently or, on a geopolitical scale?
Sure.
Whatever, yeah.
So the 0 day that, or, people like that, people can read about Project Triangulation.
Okay.
I think most of the people would have heard of Russians attacking US or Chinese attacking US or the world, etc., etc. But this was a very interesting case of where Russian FSB released a document about how iPhones which were used by upper management in the FSB, which is the intelligence wing of Russian government,
right,
how they were infected by 0 days.
Okay.
And how that collaboration happened. So it's a very interesting paper by FSB, and then also released by a Russian mentor called Kaspersky. I think everyone has heard that name. So you can just simply Google Project Triangulation and you'll be able to find out. This is the latest example. Yeah. So one more very recent example. I think everyone heard of US and the Venezuela conflict which happened, and the decapitation strike which happened, and they just picked up Maduro. But then if you read the reports of how it exactly happened, they used cyber warfare. It's not still very clear as to what exactly they did, but there are reports that cyber warfare happened before they were able to take control of their electrical grids, of their power systems, basically all of these critical systems before anything did happen.
Okay.
Right, because then you would want to have that kind of an advantage when you have a very precision strike coming. There was a target. They knew where they wanted to go. They wanted to exfiltrate that person and then get out of the country.
Okay.
So that was supported by cyber operations.
Okay. So the US had preempted that attack,
exactly.
so that the next step of the plan is
correct. So
they didn't have any electricity, they didn't have Wi-Fi or internet, whatever. Okay.
Exactly. So critical infrastructure in every country is targeted. What does that mean? Critical infrastructure for economy, critical infrastructure for data, critical infrastructure for storing information. So primary target in India would be what? UIDI? For Aadhaar information, right? So now I have information on everyone. Primary target in India for critical system would be, let's say, your telecom systems. This is global. Telecom systems are a global problem. If you're targeted, I would have information of calling. I will have, so that it frequently happens. Vendors across the world face those type of attacks from APT groups, even from financially motivated threat actors for that matter.
So I think we talked a lot about the stuff that you were doing, the stuff that is happening on a global scale and whatever. But coming back to the smaller picture, from the POV of a fresher in college, whether that be BTech or whatever they're doing, and if this is something they're interested in, how do you go about building a profile that at some point becomes relevant for these roles, and basically stands out so that you can directly apply on these threat researcher roles.
Makes sense. I think there are a couple of things that you can do. You can start off by understanding fundamentals. College, I think there are a couple of subjects when you're studying BTech which really support. There's one called networking and communication, जिसमें IP addresses और वो वाला basic पढ़ाते हैं. I know हम generally उस time पे वो SI model आपको लगता है कहाँ use होएगा, but it does get used. तो उस पे थोड़ा सा focus करो. Then you have basics of ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम्स. ये 2-3 चैप्टर्स हैं जो कि काफी हेल्प करेंगे. असेंबली भी आती है, CAO करके एक सब्जेक्ट आता है जिसके अंदर मतलब आप पढ़ते हो. सो हैव सम बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ कि कैसे चल रहा है, हैव अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ कि कोड कैसे चलता है, ऊप्स क्या होते हैं. मतलब अगर आपको कोड लिखना है, अगर कोई और कोड लिख रहा है और आपको उसको पढ़ना है तो आप पढ़ पाओगे कि नहीं पढ़ पाओगे. एंड ऑल बेसिक अंडरस्टैंडिंग, दैट इज फंडामेंटल्स. देन कम्स वेब एप्लीकेशन सिक्योरिटी. सो व्हाट डज दैट मीन? Google OWASP top 10. Those are 10 classes of vulnerabilities which are most rampant in the last 10 years. Okay. So you read and see if you are able to find labs where you can practice exploiting them. So it could be, just I'm giving an example, XSS हो गया, cross-site scripting. There is SQL injection. So these are all classic examples. These are very 20-25-year-old vulnerabilities are still there. And read about them, see if you can exploit them. CSRF हो गया, SSRF हो गया, SSTI हो गया. These are all vulnerabilities which you can exploit. So how does a threat actor or a hacker eventually exploit? क्या skills होते हैं? तो reconnaissance क्या होता है? Cyber kill chain क्या होता है? There are some basics to an intrusion. So basically, read a lot.
Yeah.
Follow.
But
cybersecurity
are there some courses where I can get these details, in an organized manner?
Yeah. There are some. I mean, you can go on YouTube. I think still the practical ethical hacking course that I did is still relevant today. There's some content that you can find, and it's also free. I think now at this point, and you can just YouTube it and find it out. So there's a lot of content for free, and there is some paid content. If you can afford it, go for some certifications. There are some really good certifications which provide you all of this in an orchestrated manner as well. But जैसे आपको labs का access चाहिए. I think I mentioned Portsfigure before. Free labs, amazing resource. There's one called OneHub, free lab, amazing resource. There's also a cybersecurity thing where people create a vulnerable instance and put it on GitHub. So just search for a technology and then put GOAT in front of it.
GOAT.
Yeah, GOAT basically. So like for example, you're looking at, or you want to exploit something related to Kubernetes, or you want to understand how does that happen. So KubeGoat is something you can just go and look at, host your own instance, and then try and figure out if you can hack it.
I see.
Then there are similarly you have web applications that you can you can do. There is now with LLMs and all of that, MCP is becoming popular. MCP Goat is a thing, by the way.
Oh, okay.
So you can research. There are multiple people have really contributed to the community by making these vulnerable instances. You can try and hack around them. Then there are some free resources. Try Hack Me is one. Hack the Box. There are some active machines are not paid. It's a CTF format, so you get access to a vulnerable machine, and then you have to get some flags as challenges. Go read about them. Then there are some YouTube channels that I would definitely recommend following. There's one gentleman called John Hammond. And then you can look at.
I think I've heard John Hammond.
Yeah, he's a very popular creator.
Yeah, he's not. I think he's not just cybersecurity, probably.
He does other stuff also, but then it's 99% just cybersecurity. But he's really good. I think I watched a lot of John Hammond when I was doing CTFs. And then you should go look at IPSEC. IPP, SEC. He solves every hack the box machine. But then the methodology and the psychology behind what was the thought process to do what you're doing is something which sometimes you're lost, or what should be the next step. He explains it beautifully. So I think these two are my recommendations. You can go. There are much more that you can follow, but these two are my solid recommendations. There's a lot of free material that you can follow, as well as there's some, if you can afford, there's some paid content as well.
How much does an average entry level guy earn, and are there enough positions for entry level people? If you could just
Sure. I think entry level positions now there are. कुछ time पहले तक नहीं होती थी. Now there's a lot more. The government also supports. Because cybersecurity organizations.
How does the government support?
So there are roles which come up for the cybersecurity requirements in the government also.
In the
MHA
government
also hires. For cybersecurity requirements. Fresher थोड़ा कम होगा for sure, but experienced professionals के लिए तो है आजकल. It's good pay, by the way. And you make a difference. So government hires. Plus there are a lot of there's a lot of internships which happen on local police authorities as well. Like Gurgaon Police Authority is very popular. There are you can work with them. They provide you an internship. So that does happen. But for an entry level person who is looking to make a career in cybersecurity. It varies. It varies a lot. I think just like software developers, it varies the type of organization that you've joined. But I think a good starting package should be around, let's say 6-7 lakhs to even, it goes up. It goes, I've seen it depending on the organization, let's say product-based companies where you're joining as a product security engineer, it goes up a lot. There's a lot of disparity. But I think as a starting package, 6, 7, 8, 9 is a really good starting point. And then eventually you should find your niche and be able to probably switch if you're not getting challenged enough. But once you have that first level experience, you understand how companies operate, you get a hang of that, then I think you're much more valuable. Because it's very hard to get in cybersecurity as to then just move above. So वो एक first level एक बार आपको experience हो जाए, then it becomes easier. But that's a good first level salary. That is what you can expect when you're applying to a good firm. And then eventually move up the ladder. I think then people once you switch to, let's say, product based company, you can get equal to / more than a software developer within your level also. So that does happen. Cool.